What is going on, everybody? Happy Thursday to you all. We are now live here on the Around the Point Network YouTube channel. It is Thursday, October 31st, 2024. We all hope you're enjoying your Halloween Thursday, but this is another edition of S.A.D, something about Dynamite. As always, I am Steve, and I am not alone. I'm here joined by the good brother, all the way from beautiful Los Angeles, California, home of the new world champions LA Dodgers, the one, the only Chase Oliver. Make sure you vote for him too, by the way. Make sure you vote for him this coming week. Coming up. No more fucking around.
No more fucking around. I need your guys' votes. You guys keep seeing y'all don't like Kamala, y'all don't like Trump. Why don't you guys just vote for Chase? A vote for Chase is a vote for the human race. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing here?
I like that. But yeah, man. I hope you're having a good day. I hope everything out there is relaxed. I know everyone's happy. Obviously, you know the Dodgers won the World Series. I know you never doubted. You always believed.
Always believed in my Dodgers. I live in LA, but I'm a Cubs fan and stuff. So the Dodgers, though, like I love the fan base. It's a very passionate fan base. Either the first or second best fan base in the LA area. You know, I hate that LA sports sometimes. Like they shit on our fan bases, but I'll always defend Lakers and Dodgers and even LA Kings fans to the grave because I think they're just loyal fans no matter what the record of the teams are. They're always there to support and show love for them. And yeah, it's cool for the Dodgers winning the World Series, not in the COVID era. Their first the World Series as the COVID.
Everyone's happy.
I was up a good while because of all the fireworks. So I couldn't sleep because they were doing fireworks up until 2 a.m. So I was watching this Fright Night Dynamite and hearing a lot of boom in the background. So
boom. Yeah.
Well, I was doing that Adam Cole boom, but
yeah, they make like a holiday, like everyone's day off of work, no school out there in LA when this happened, or is it like regular day? You know,
parade day. Most likely, most people won't go to work, but regular day. It's you go to the office sadly, and you have to like talk to your coworkers who care, like, oh yeah, Dodgers won, and then you have to actually do your job and stuff. But
okay. That's fine. But that was happening. Also, there was AEW Dynamite last night, which was Fright Night. AEW Fright Night Dynamite, the Halloween edition. Yes. Now, the rating's not out yet. But I want to ask the chat here. Over under NXT's rating. NXT's rating, I believe, was 588,000. I believe that was the rating. Let me just check here real quick because after all, WrestleNomic does have the actual number, so let's just check here real quick. Yeah, let's see what was NXT's rating here. What the fuck? Here we go. Didn't say. That's crazy. But I believe it was 588,000. Question to everyone out there, over under 588,000. Let us know in the chat. Okay. He couldn't help. Look at this. He's wearing his Dodgers hat. Okay.
I do have some LA hats. Yes, I do. I obviously living in LA you have to have a Dodgers cap. So I do have a couple Dodgers caps in the rotation.
There you go, man. That's what's up. But last night, I thought overall it was 588,000 for NXT. I thought last night's show compared to last week's was a bump. All right, it was a better show than last week's. Last week's show was very, very uneventful. There's some stuff here that happened. This Romeo just like disgusting. Oh man.
Do you want me to wear a Brooklyn Dodgers hat, Romeo? I have that too. I have a Brooklyn Dodgers hat.
It's respectable. It was a homecoming, right? I mean, technically, the Dodgers originally were part of they were originally the Brooklyn Dodgers, right? So technically, some would say the titles, it stayed home, but be that as it may. I thought last night's show was better than last week's, but it didn't really say much, right? Like there were some things, like if you think about this, right? There was the tag team title change. We got finally, right? Bobby Lashley debuted, right? Orange Cassidy finally spoke. He finally spoke, and he's going to be challenging Jon Moxley for the world title, right? And then there's the rest of the show. What was your overall thoughts, Chase, on last night's episode of AEW Fright Night Dynamite?
Much better than last week's. Just solid overall though. Like you said, nothing really game changing towards Full Gear. Just felt like it was like, okay, like let's set up the feuds that we want to do at Full Gear. That's what this episode felt like. But yeah, it was definitely much more watchable. Last week's episode was just trash. Like it was one of the worst episodes I've seen them put out. They had 2 enhancement matches back to back on there. Really only the main event segment, which actually provided some I forget what I'm trying to say here, but added some progression to the stories that they're trying to tell here. This week's episode, much better job at like keeping me entertained. Match wise though, maybe 2 matches worth of darn. The other 2 matches were kind of, yeah, man. It was sad to see what I saw from Adam Cole last night. I was very not satisfied with that match. And no, it doesn't have to do with his body. I know I saw the people tweeting like he looks like shit, which yeah, like I remember when he got injured, I said in a group chat. Remember I said in the group chat, Adam Cole gonna be the first person to come back from injury looking worse. Like I said that like right from the rip. And yeah,
right.
he does look bad. I saw this coming, so I really don't care. But in ring wise, I know like it's been a while, but man, he looked rough, and I mean rough out there.
A shell of his former self.
Not a
It
yeah,
hurts.
not right now. We can't say that now, but he did look rough. Like he looked
Yeah.
like, especially with a guy like Buddy Matthews. Like Buddy Matthews is one of those wrestlers. Like just being honest, man, like he's really good. And it's like if you can just lay out a match, and I like the story that they were trying to tell with the foot injury and stuff, like that didn't bug me whatsoever. It was just Adam Cole did not look like Adam Cole out there. Like Buddy Matthews, you can wrestle with him in your sleep. Like I haven't seen many bad Buddy Matthews matches, you know, like he's one of those guys where it's like even in his time in WWE, remember when he would have random times he would face Roman Reigns and it would be like, oh
Exactly.
wow,
That episode of
what a good
SmackDown.
match. Yeah. Oh wow, what a good match. Like that's what Buddy Matthews can provide with any wrestler. He's a really good hand. He's a really good worker in that aspect. And if you can't really keep up with Buddy Matthews right now, oof, that's rough.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
It is absolutely. Also, real quick, I want to mention this also. We will also be after this recap of Dynamite, same stream, don't go anywhere. We will also be previewing Crown Jewel. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna get both of these stuff here in this one stream, but then I will basically clip the preview of Crown Jewel into one video. Basically, it'll be a separate video after. All right. So consider this like a consolidation, basically, if you will. But let's get into this. Overall, again, the show opened up with a little Halloween video package, right? And then it led into Jon Moxley and the I guess they're calling themselves the Death Riders. That's what they're calling themselves. I heard like there's like a trademark that was going around online. Be that as it may.
Steve.
Yeah. Be that as it may, they were like a video, and then it got interrupted because Orange Cassidy got in the ring and he talked about, he's not a leader, but he's seen people step up, the future of AEW, how basically he is not here without AEW. There is no Orange Cassidy without AEW. There's none of us are here without AEW, which led to an AEW chant. And then eventually he went on to challenge Jon Moxley for the world heavyweight title at Full Gear. And again, just a rally promo. Hey, I'm Orange Cassidy. I'm freshly squeezed, and I don't need a catchphrase, basically. And got people, chanting AEW. And again, the big thing with this, look, we know Orange Cassidy can go. He can give you a good match, right? But I just don't feel like, and again, for some people, they may think that I'm wrong on this. It's fine. I just don't think Orange Cassidy is that guy to be that leader, if you will. Instead, to me, when I look at this quote unquote leader, it's the guy who was dangling, basically, who came down from the rafters last night in this situation. Again, that's just me. Again, I know Orange Cassidy can go. I know he can wrestle. I've seen him wrestle live against Will Ospreay in Chicago. had a killer match. He's done this before, but he's just not the guy who I think of as world champion. Chase, what about you? What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely a filler feud for Moxley. Like, obviously, they're trying to build Mox as this big bad monster, like, kind of like, you saw how it worked with Roman Reigns, where if you just focus on one guy, make that guy into the biggest focal point of the company, it makes that guy feel a lot bigger. And then when someone finally beats him, they become a bigger star out of it. Or if you have someone that can chase him, I've been on the train of like, Darby, he would be a good world champion. Obviously, there was that report that came out. They changed the plans. They changed the plans up, and now they're going with this John Moxley because they want to boost some interest. And when I read that, I said, okay, they really want to try to make Moxley your focal point monster heel world champion, just like kind of similar to how Roman Reigns was. And you saw the success with WWE. So it's like, you know what? Why not? Moxley is probably your most reliable hand. He's been your ace for the company. A lot of people respect John Moxley. I am totally fine if they want to go with the John Moxley route as booking as a monster world champion. He has a lot of hurdles to overcome. Do I think it will hurt some of the newer talent that they brought in? Yes, that's where sometimes I have some issues with Tony Khan, is that he'll bring in newer talent and then it's just like, okay, what are you going to do with these newer talents to make them feel stand out and just as important? But really, to be honest, the focus is probably build up Mox. He'll probably have a good lengthy title run for someone like not Orange Cassidy, but someone like a Darby Allin or whoever they want to put the world title on to get a big rub from it. And they're hoping that more fans will tune in to watch this. And Orange Cassidy, he's a fine filler feud. The match is main event. As for AEW, it's main event worthy for their pay-per-views. It main evented a previous AEW pay-per-view. It's fine. It's just, is it going that this? But this is more of like you're hoping that the casual fans who know who Orange Cassidy is, or people that remember that this goofy guy that was doing the kicks and stuff, you're hoping that they will tune back in because he's going for the world title. And then you're hoping that they will latch on this new serious side of him. And then you're also hoping those fans coming back start hating John Moxley or start wanting to see John Moxley fall. That's the main thing that is the design behind this, is that build Moxley up as the biggest and baddest star you have, just for when he finally falls, it's a big win. And it worked and it works for every wrestler. I know I said it was like the Roman Reigns strategy. They kind of did it similar with Kenny Omega. They made Kenny Omega into a monster heel, made him feel like a big deal. The belt collector gimmick, and made Hangman's win feel like a much bigger deal when it happened.
Yeah,
But so we'll just have to wait and see how Tony Khan plays out with it and stuff. But yeah, this is definitely just screams to me as a fan, complete filler. Like we are just filling the time, and then probably the next challenger will be like Osprey or something. It's just more of like some of the things for me. It's just like universe wise, the AEW universe wise, I feel some characters are just not focusing on the right things. So that's where it can get muddy. And then also most of your best characters right now on television are heels. You don't really have that strong babyface character besides a Darby Allin. Like when you look at the character lineup for AEW, their best characters, they're all heels. John Moxley, heel. The Hurt Business, heel.
Christian Cage, heel.
Christian Cage, heel. Hangman Adam Page, heel. Jericho, heel. Young Bucks, Okada. I want to say Jack Perry's a good character. Heel. Mercedes, heel. And then when you look at the babyface side, it's like Swerve Strickland, but at any moment he can turn back into a heel. Darby Allin, Will Ospreay. That's
Daniel Garcia.
No, I'm saying star. I'm saying star, Steve. I'm not saying. I'm not saying. I'm not saying like guys that they stop and that they push and stop. I'm talking about these guys are legit stars, like Jay White right now, I guess. Like that's all you have on the face side of things. They really need to start building strong babyface characters, because that ultimately what helps your wrestling show. Like I get it, raw wrestling fans, they lean towards the heels. They love the heel characters a little bit more. But the more strong babyface stars you have, it makes it better. And so that's why I feel like that's what they're trying to do with Jon Moxley is hopefully one of these guys turns into a babyface or something. So we'll see.
Yeah, I'm reading some comments here, by the way, guy. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below and all that fun stuff. Pro Wrestling Talk right here. Buddy Matthews, underrated talent, but he's not one of TK's favorites.
Well, he want to leave, so I understand why TK don't like him.
Yeah. He also writes here, Orange Cassidy has been exposed for 5 years, and now they try to make him a serious threat.
See, the thing with Orange Cassidy was they were doing that international title run, and you would think after that it would have led to an AEW championship opportunity, but it didn't because Moxley ended up beating him, and then Moxley got hurt in that match with Phoenix, and then it ended up just going back to Orange Cassidy, and then he was doing the same shit again. So it's just like one of those things where it's just like they're trying. I'll say this: at least they're trying because Moxley did attack his best friend Chuck and all that other stuff, but they're trying. Is it good? It's up to you if you think it's good. It's all right. It's passable. Like it's nothing that's making me go, oh, I can't miss Dynamite. I miss Dynamite live to watch a World Series. I watched Dynamite on replay.
Oh, me too. I watched a replay also. I'm at the gym today. I'm on the tread, and I'm like, you know what? Let me just put on my UK Connect real quick and just watch it through there, basically. Chief writes here, yo, TK is confusing me. From Camille losing weak, Shelton losing clean. Now it looks like Team AEW versus Team Elite storyline again, but with BCC. Yeah, something like that. I just think also you had to give Chris Statlander a win before she eventually loses to Mercedes. Mr. Majestic writes here, AEW booking Private Party as the new AEW World Tag Team Champion was great booking. Buddy Matthews, Camille, Shelton Benjamin, losing clean was horrible booking. I just feel like the tag team title switch. I mean, look, the tag team title match as it was overbooked as fuck, bro. Isaiah Cassidy, bro, had literally, bro. It was like Mr. Invincible. Anything you threw at him, he kicked out, bro. Just kicked out. Like you knew where the shit was going. The problem with that too is it was predictable. Predictable. Somebody would say desperation to build new stars. Like you said earlier, like they're lacking babyface like stars or talent, whatever the fuck you want to call it. So here's a Private Party, good tag team. Yet for the last 5 years, you've done nothing with them. Nothing. And now you want us to believe that this is a legit tag team, you know, that could, again, they could go. They can go. Don't get me wrong. But the way a couple of weeks ago, they're being fed to the BCC.
Yeah. And it feels so like happy for Private Party. They were, you know, they went from like these young guys that upsetted the Young Bucks 5 years ago. But, you know, Jon Moxley said it best. You guys have been in the same spot for the last 5 years. And it's like, there wasn't this long journey for it. Like, it was just kind of like, well, you're a tag team that we like, and we want to put the belts on you. And they had a good match at the pay-per-view. And so they said, okay, we can just do this match here. Apparently, one of the Young Bucks has a separated shoulder. But yeah, it's, you know, it's cool that they won. It just felt like, to me, it was just like, okay, like, there wasn't that like big drama for it. It wasn't like the natural progression for Private Party. They didn't. It's not like they Acclaimed, who had like a very natural progressive rise to the AEW World Tag Team Championships, where people wanted to see them win. This just felt like we're just doing this because we don't have any other tag teams to do this with. We didn't build up anyone to do this for. And really, to be honest, when they added that stipulation, if we lose, we're going to separate. All right, like Isaiah Cassidy, he's fine on his own. The other one, what the fuck is he gonna do? Yeah, what's he doing by himself? He's not doing shit. Like, let's just be real. He'll be on Ring of Honor losing to Tyga Style. All right, like that's what he would be doing.
This dude started off hot and that's fizzled, so it's also terribly now. What is it with the Young Bucks gone? Yeah, so I think it's Nicholas who has like a separated shoulder. So that's how they wrote him off.
Why are you skipping all these comments, Steve?
I'm gonna get to it. You know, okay. Ricky Starr could be top baby face, but TK thinks Garcia gonna draw something. I mean, Garcia did sign a new deal.
He might be able to draw a happy face with some crayons.
Exactly. Or teach Tony how to do a dance move or something. Shelton Benjamin and Camille is from Mr. Majestic here. Maybe should have signed with Court Bauer of Major League Wrestling.
No, they're fine.
Nah, they're fine. I think they're happy right now where they're at. And I cannot wait. I look forward, I'm sure Chase, just like you, to hear that latest episode Talk is Jericho with Shelton Benjamin and MVP and Bobby Lashley when it drops out eventually.
No, all three, yeah.
All three
are they
in one.
are they cool again? I know MVP.
They're beefing. I didn't know they were beefing. I didn't know that.
Yeah, MVP and Jericho ain't cool like that.
Well, they're on the same show. I mean, it's not like MVP being relegated to Saturday. You know what I mean, or anything like that. So, unless you hear like breaking news, backstage altercation, MVP and Jericho, in catering. I don't fucking know. We'll see. AEW problem has been lack of DQ finishes in matches. Fight Pro Wrestling Talk.
They make the referees so stupid. Like it's just like, what's the point of even? They should just make every match no DQ at this point.
I'll give you this example. So during the Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews match, right? I was watching it, right? I saw clips of it too, whatever, right? And my cousin-in-law, who's not a wrestling fan, but you noticed the spot where the doctor has the towel, right? And Buddy grabs the towel and he throws it. Technically, that's him throwing the towel, right? If you remember, Buddy Matthews threw the towel at Adam Cole.
Yeah.
That's throwing the towel. So the match should have been stopped right there since Buddy Matthews threw in the towel. And then Adam Cole threw the towel right back at him. So technically, the match should have been over a while back, but it wasn't. Because to me, again, throwing the towel means you give up, you forfeit. We've seen this before, whether it's be in boxing, MMA, sometimes in wrestling. Like he referenced, like, yo, what the fuck? Why are they still fighting? He threw in the fucking towel. What the fuck? I don't know why you used to watch this shit. I'm like, yeah, bro. I don't know why either. But still, just wanted to point that out.
They just need to make the referee smarter. That's it.
Especially Rick Knox.
It's just that it's just the indie ref style. That's the problem. The refs are so used to this independent style that they just don't know. So in a sports-based presentation product, your referees would have called DQ right there.
Exactly. Or call for the bell or something. Call the fight off, call the match off. It's over. It's done. We did have, obviously, backstage Mercedes Moné and Camille. They're interviewed by Renee, where Renee was asking for predictions for the match. And Mercedes felt defended by this because she should know better. Cleveland is, it's the CEO. It got no pop at all from the crowd. Not like it used to be back in the day where they were just chanting CEO for the fuck of it. Not so much here. We got the opening match. We had Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews. I like the story they were trying to tell. Adam Cole's been gone for 14 months, right? Can he still go at the same level that he used to, right? And the idea is, hey, both Roderick Strong and Adam Cole got to get 3 wins in order to face MJF at Full Gear. And I love how they.
No, I thought it was each one has to get 3. Like
the first one.
Yeah, whichever one, but whichever one gets it first gets him at Full Gear.
I know where this is gonna go to. Like, bro, they're both gonna get 2 wins, and in their third matches against each other. And
exactly.
It's so predictable. Yeah. It's so fucking predictable.
Yeah, they have to fight each other to fight MJF. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then they're gonna embrace, and then you're gonna find out the pay-per-view that it was a setup all along.
Watch Wardlow come back and he powerbombs Adam Cole. He's back with MJF. We just reset the whole MJF character. Tony Khan says, "Fuck it, I fucked up. Try to make this guy a babyface. Wardlow, you and MJF back together. We're gonna redo everything. Try to get Wardlow over again." Let's do it before that deal is up, Wardlow.
And then you hear episode 3 of Wardlow's World, where Wardlow explains what's going on back and how happy he is. No,
Wardlow's World is an exclusive podcast, Steve. Come on, don't tell the people about this.
Exactly, an exclusive podcast. You guys will be amazed by the stuff that you hear. Mr. Majestic right here. Should Tony Khan partner with Scott D'Amore? Yes. Ring of Honor with Scott D'Amore, Pro Wrestling Alliance with Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, Oceania Pro Wrestling, and Qatar Pro Wrestling. I mean, if he does, you got to understand something. Tony carries more weight than Scott D'Amore. So you're basically asking Scott D'Amore to basically say yes to everything Tony says.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be no level playing field here.
And then the one thing is too, Scott D'Amore is able to get talent to come to these shows and stuff. Tony Khan will look most likely to grab some of that talent that he's getting, and then he loses the stars that he's trying to build for his own independent show. So honestly, if you're an independent promoter, like if WWE or AEW comes saying they want to, like, look, if they want to have talent featured on your shows, that's fine. But if they want to try to own you, co-promote you, and everything like that, I wouldn't take that, because basically it's pretty much a free talent search. You're just there to look at the talent, talk to them backstage, and then talk them out of the company that they're trying to build. Because that's the one thing about independence that's so successful, and why people go, is because they build connections with the wrestlers that are there. Obviously, the wrestlers that are there, they want to go to bigger and better things, but the fans that are local, they love you, and so they're always going to support you. And then later on, it helps the house, it helps your pay. It's like Nick Gage with GCW. It's like GCW, Nick Gage helped with GCW, and he's one of the main reasons why that independent promotion was so hot. It's his home independent promotion. And so it's like losing. Imagine if Nick Gage, they end up signing him to a full contract.
The
Bam, it's
WWE.
over.
Imagine Nick Gage in the Royal Rumble, yo.
Man,
Number
imagine
25.
Nick Gage at the Performance Center with all those baddies. Oh, he'd be putting
Oh,
up the numbers. MDK all day.
oh man, yo. Imagine
Where
Nick
my
Gage
Kane at?
in the Royal Rumble, yo. And in the ring with I don't know who are they freaking Soul Sikoa. Soul Sikoa in the ring, and out comes Nick Cage and all, pizza cutter and all. Yo, it'd be hilarious. It would be hilarious.
Yeah, so I wouldn't co-promote with any WWE or AEW.
Yeah, I wouldn't. It's just not gonna work. I mean, good for them. I mean, if it happens, good for them. But I just know in the long run, we know how this goes.
Yeah,
we know how this goes. But again, about this Adam Cole and Buddy Matthews match. Look, like you said, Adam Cole did not look good out there. Then again, the story they were trying to tell is, can Adam Cole still hang? Can he still? And there's this spot where it took forever too. Like Buddy took a while to work on Adam's ankle. They referenced the fact that Adam Cole has new wrestling boots for stability and all that stuff. And then later on in the match, you see Buddy just stomping on the ankle. Why didn't he do it before? Should have done it sooner. And then you do the spot where Dr. Sampson shows up. I referenced the towel earlier, right? And then they try to help Adam Cole out because they were going to do the match. Like, fuck this. You can't go. Even though Adam said, don't stop the match. But then he walks away with Dr. Sampson anyway. And then Buddy gets on the mic. Hey, I thought this is the new Adam Cole. The old Adam, I don't like this new Adam Cole. The old Adam Cole would keep fighting. This Adam Cole's a fucking bitch. And then Adam Cole got in the ring, and that's when we saw Adam Cole do the super kick, the little the little suplex on the knee, the brain buster on the knee, whatever you want to call it. And then he dropped the boom. Adam Cole basically won. That's the story of this whole thing.
Yeah. Build adversity for the babyface. He has to go through these trials of MJF just to get to his arch rival, even though this storyline is actually stupid, because it's like Adam Cole betrayed MJF, and now MJF's a bad guy, and Adam Cole's so funny. Yeah. Funny booking.
Any promotion should think twice about becoming part of the WWE ID.
So the WWE ID thing is just with the schools. It's just for so think of it as like NIL, but for the people that train at these wrestling schools. Because the one thing about NIL that has hurt is the fact that independent talents probably don't have any advantage getting signed anymore, especially to WWE. AEW most likely, yes, but WWE no. So the WWE ID thing is for these independent schools to help train people and fast track them to the WWE. Like if you're an independent talent, and let's say you go to like Booker T's Reality of Wrestling, and Booker T thinks, oh my God, this guy is really good. He doesn't even need to serve that much on the indies. He can just work our shows. And then I can get him into the Performance Center. That's what WWID is for. Because all these wrestling schools, they perform their own shows, except I I don't think Seth Rollins does. I don't think Seth Rollins does his
No, they
own show.
doesn't. Not that I know
Yeah,
of.
like Knox Pro, I know in California does. Reality of Wrestling has their weekly show that you can watch on YouTube. And then the other two, and then Cody's, they do a Nightmare Factory show every so often. But you're not signed to WWE by doing this. It's just for those that are not NIL talents and are going to wrestling schools. Pretty much, it's for these wrestling schools to get more business, and that these schools will train you, and you will have an easier time and tape to get to WWE because you went to these schools. It's not like you cannot go to another independent thing being, oh, by the way, I'm a WWE ID guy. They don't care.
Yeah.
You're just being developed at that school because those are schools that they trust to develop the independent wrestlers the WWE way, and it just helps you get fast tracked to the performance center. That's all. That's all WWID is. It's just a way for them to not lose the indie side of things because, like I said, they've been so heavy on recruiting the NIL talent, and they've been absolutely killing it on that department. But the biggest fear is you're going to lose the people that, let's just face it. There are some great athletes that probably couldn't even afford to go to college. Maybe they had a rough junior or senior season in their sport, suffered an injury, got their scholarships rescinded, didn't want to go to JUCO route. There's a lot of great talented people. Maybe there's someone like, in their 20s, they wasted their life, but then in their 30s, they got their shit together and they go to these schools, they're in monster shape. And you're just like, where has this person been this whole time? And it's like, oh, well, he told us his backstory. He had all this BS going on, and now he or she is ready to go and stuff. That's what this is for. This is for those that like say, I want to be a pro wrestler. I know it's going to be a hard road, but I want a fast track to the WWE. These schools will get you a fast track to WWE. Like that's the
Yeah.
idea behind it. But also
Exactly.
it keeps it where WWE can find good independent talent and say to themselves like, okay, we're not discrediting these wrestlers on the independents anymore. They haven't really signed a lot of independent wrestlers. A lot of the quote unquote independent wrestlers that they signed are mostly the women. Vakur, Gilia, and the Delta.
Zarya now.
Yeah, Zarya now. Like Delta, yes, independent wrestler. Gilia, I guess you can consider her an independent wrestler, even though she's mostly been signed to a company. Same with Vakur, she's kind of been signed with a company. Besides doing some independent shows, like that's what this program is for. It's not like if it's anything else, it'll be crazy. But to my understanding of what the program is, it's just more for that way. It helps those, not have to do because the one problem is with a lot of wrestling schools is this. This is a lot of problems. And I see why Triple H implemented this strategy because he suffered the same problem. You go to the wrestling school, they take a shit ton of money from you to wrestle, and then afterwards, all right, you're on your own. You get no support after that. Yes, you may get, and back then, most independent wrestling schools were doing it. Most of the people, and you can hear the stories. Kevin Owens has told stories. Sami Zayn has told stories. These people don't properly train you. They just trick you into saying, "Oh yeah, we're a wrestling school. You can learn," and then they'll add more money that you owe and all this other bullshit. So the thing is with this program is it's to eliminate those bullshitters out there for a lot of people, but also give support to those that really want to take wrestling seriously and really want to try to make it to the WWE. You go to these schools, you have a better shot at making it. That's just pretty much it. And then also you're in a program that will get you ready, even if you don't make it to WWE, ready for the independence and help you support you in your career. Because a lot of times with these wrestling schools, once you're done with your 8 weeks of training, it's like in your graduation match, you're on your own. They just send you off. And most schools don't even have graduation matches. They just say, "Oh yeah, you know the basics. Good luck out there, kid." There's no
I got you
support.
booked. I got you booked on this show, man. It's first good opportunity. You don't know who's watching.
You go to the area. There's no ring set up. You go, "Hey, I thought there was a show." "Oh no, there's nothing here." Then later on, it just turns out, and you have to pay the school guy the booking fee. "Oh yeah, by the way, it's just $200. If you can spot that, don't worry. It's a good first opportunity. It's a big show, about 200 people. Yeah, no problem. You pay $200, and then all of a sudden you get to the area, and then you say, damn, not only did I pay this motherfucker $3,000, I paid $200 on top of that. So like they just try to steal your money, a lot of these wrestling schools. So it's a good, safe program, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I'm all for the independent guys because for me, once I get my help cleared, I help out Knox Pro sometimes too. So I'll be knocking on Rikishi's door, getting soon enough, and then bam.
I
Steve,
think also
I'll make it to the performance center. Don't worry.
For
Mama
sure.
Cephas will know.
I think it's also important too. These indie talent, they get also good veteran advice from this. Also, a lot of
Is a lot of it good? I don't know. I think some of it's okay.
Well, from certain few, you get what I'm trying to say, though.
Yeah,
you get what I'm trying to say. But let's continue on with this recap here, because after we do also got to do preview for Crown Jewel in the same stream, by the way, so stay tuned. We did see after the match, right? Adam try to put over, Buddy Matthew. They shake hands, and then who happens to show up? The lights go out, and it's Malachi Black, and that's hinting that is indeed the next match for Adam Cole, and it is official. It will be Adam Cole and Malachi Black this Wednesday, and I know these two guys many years ago had a killer match in NXT. I believe it was one of the takeover matches. If I remember correctly, I think it was Takeover Philadelphia. Was it? I think it was. Takeover Philly. I think it was. Could be wrong on that one. But if I am, great. If I'm right on that one. So I'm hoping they can recreate that to an extent. And again, this is probably going to be another win for Adam Cole. And it's crazy to think, Malachi Black working the Wednesday show. I remember him just saying a while back he just wanted to do the Saturday show. So we'll see on that one. Eddie, you want to chime in on this, Trace? Regarding to Malachi Black and anything?
Should be fine.
For sure. Absolutely. We did also get Christopher Daniels warning private party about the Young Bucks. After all, they did break up SCU, and Kazarian isn't even in the company anymore. As we all know, Kazarian is like one match away to becoming the TNA World Champion whenever he chooses to, right? So then obviously Private Party's like, yeah, but we appreciate the advice, but history won't repeat itself. So there was that. We saw Adam Cole getting checked out right in the trainer's room, and obviously them just talking shit about MJF and how the Kingdom are going to get their hands on MJF. It's like we mentioned earlier. Eventually, match number 3 for both guys will be against each other, and we basically rebooked what's going to happen. And if it does happen, remember the stream. Remember the stream when it happens, okay? We saw Renee Paquette and Hangman Page, who said Jay White. They talk about Jay White, basically, right? And how the record is 4-1. And basically, after all this, right, they will also have a match at Full Gear. It's official. Jay White and Hangman Page. Should be a fine match for what it is. But again, we'll see what they can do. Anything you want to add on that, Chase?
Nope.
Okay, let's move on here. Let's move right along here. Kyle Fletcher showed up, and he tried to call out Will Ospreay, but he didn't come out. Instead, his old tag team partner, Mark Davis, and this is where you probably might say, who? People might be saying, who? Mark Davis? Yeah, his former tag team partner. Remember the Aussie Open? Yeah. And he just wasn't happy with the decision that Kyle Fletcher has done. Taking out Will Ospreay. Someone that they call the brother, the Aussie, the United Empire, and all that stuff. Kyle basically said, look, man, I hope you make the right decision because I have no problem of eliminating the past. Considering what he did to Will Ospreay, he had no problem doing the same thing to Mark Davis. Man, I'll be honest, I'm still not sold on Kyle Fletcher. Chase, do you feel the same way?
Yeah, I'm really not sold on Mr. Fletcher. Like right now, because is he winning? I don't think so. I think Ospreay beats him. So it's just like a keep away feud for Ospreay. Oh well, Ospreay's one of our big stars. We don't want it where yeah.
I think he's booked this Saturday against Commander. He's booked for a match this Saturday against Commander, so that should be something. There you go. we did get also John Moxley came out with Marina Shafir, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio, Pac, and they addressed Orange Cassidy's earlier challenge. Mox went on to say that Cassidy didn't challenge him. It was the other way around. Mox says taking out Chuck Taylor was a challenge to Cassidy and trying to remove some of his distractions, but he would not give him another test. Mox had Pac and Claudio briefly turn on Wheeler and threaten to Pillmanize his neck. Again, they were trying to test, right? Put this to the test. And then obviously out came Orange Cassidy to make the save, and they're going to do the same thing to him, right, with the neck. And then out from the rafters, right? Out comes obviously Darby Allin. He was still hung with the thing, right, as he was trying to beat up Claudio. At one point, he breaks the table by himself. At one point, right? He's still connected to the thing, right? That let him just come down from the rafters, right? Out came the Dark Order, whatever the fuck you want to call them, to make to equalize, right? Top Flight, including Leo Rush. And then out came Daniel Garcia along with Private Party. All this to make the save. And somewhere in this, Orange Cassidy hits the orange punch on the John Moxley. Again, you want to give Orange Cassidy some type of believability that he does stand a chance against John Moxley. And by the way, it is official, by the way. It will be Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley at Full Gear. Might be seeing this live. Who knows? Might be seeing it live.
Yeah,
who knows?
Let's watch that live.
That, and I'm also going to get to see Big Boom AJ against our guy QT Marchette. The boom! That should be edible to be kicked in full effect here. What other talents would be perfect in the Hurt Syndicate? Powerhouse Hobbs, maybe. Scorpio Sky, could be. Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty. All these names aren't bad.
Yeah, I think Powerhouse Hobbs is redundant. Like, you already have two powerhouses in the faction. No need to add a third one. Because then it's like, who beats these guys if you add Powerhouse Hobbs? And then they lose, and then you get pissed off. So I think Scorpio Sky could definitely use it. Like, he kind of stands out as a little bit different than the other two. Can be the guy that takes the pinfalls, which you always need in a group. You can't have like an overpowering group, because you need that one guy where it's like, all right, you're the pinfall guy. You're the guy that keeps us safe. So I think Scorpio Sky makes sense. And Shane Taylor and Lee Moriarty, they're doing their own thing with Ring of Honor and the STP. So I don't really think they need to mix in. That could be a good mini feud for this new Hurt Syndicate, is the STP versus them, just for a little bit. I just call them Hurt Syndicate for the time being. I don't know their official name, the MVP business. Who knows? So
the Beatdown Clan, BDC, man.
No, leave the memories alone. We don't need that.
Look, man. We'll get to Bobby in a bit here, but we'll get to that in a bit. But
Bobby who?
Big Bob. We'll get to that in a bit.
You said here. Bobby Roode.
Bobby Lashley.
You said Bobby Roode.
Look, don't be surprised if Bobby Roode makes his way to the AEW. Don't be surprised, yo. And if he does, he'll be off the chain. No, but Anthony writes here, I find it hypocritical that MVP left WWE to go to AEW when he said he left WWE because AAA was forcing him to lead. I don't recall this. I don't recall this at all.
Interesting. I did not know this.
I didn't know that MVP had some time in AAA. Did not know this. I'm learning something new today. Thank you, Anthony. Mr. Majestic writes here, a great AEW booking swerve would be Orange Cassidy's heel turn to eventually join the Blackpool Combat Club.
No, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
They already have a good group. Cesaro, Muscle, Pac, your high flyer, Yuta, pin guy, Moxley, your monster. That's fine.
Yeah. And Marina for your women's division. Eventually, so.
she's never getting a shot, bro. Let's
it's not. one can hope.
She's
right?
good as this enforcer gimmick, but in the ring still has a long way before she's. We're complaining about Mariah May, and Mariah May is not bad in the ring. She's just
Lacking
not good
direction.
as a world
Lacking direction.
and just not good as a world champion yet.
It hurts me to say it, but it's true. It hurts me to say it.
She's great, but she's great. She can wrestle. I'm not saying she can't wrestle. I'm just saying, as the world champion, she is not feeling like your world champion. It's not feeling like how Toni Storm felt as world champion, how Jamie Hayter felt as world champion, how Britt felt as world champion. She just feels like, oh yeah, she has the belt.
Of course. We did get, obviously, the tag team title match for the tag titles, the Young Bucks versus Private Party. If Private Party loses, they will split, which we all know that didn't happen. They threw everything at Private Party, right? There was a moment where Mark Quinn hit Isaiah Cassidy with the ring bell. And Cassidy was bleeding. They literally threw every finishing move at Isaiah Cassidy. The V-trigger, the super kicks, the Meltzer drivers. There is some point in the match where Okada hit a tombstone on Mark Quinn on the outside, and then just went away. Everything, bro. Near fall. I'm like, bro, what is this? What is this? Like, you know where this is going already. They even try to hit the gin and juice. Private Party's own finisher. Eventually, all this led to Private Party getting their big win. They pulled through. They pulled it off. The impossible. And people were celebrating. People were chanting. I'll be honest, I get it. I'm happy for them. But honestly, I don't know if you feel the same way on this, but I would have waited a couple more weeks for this. I don't know, the pay-per-view coming up in the tri-state area. There are tri-state guys, after all. Would have gotten a decent reaction at Prudential Center. You know, they're up the road from New York. That's just me. Let me know your thoughts, guys, and all that stuff. But your thoughts on the match, on the overbooked matches. Yeah.
It was good. Like I didn't feel Private Party earned the right to do all these near falls. That was my only complaint of the match. Like, it was a good match, but I'm all like, when did Private Party get this kind of juice where they can kick out of it? Like, they recently have been reintroduced to us, and then immediately insulted by John Moxley, got destroyed by his group, and then all of a sudden they were like the number one contenders for the tag team titles because they beat an enhancement team. They said, we want a tag match tonight. And then they beat the Young Bucks in a 6-man tag match on Rampage, a show no one watches. No one watches. It's a done show. Match was good. If you just look at the match and you don't care about like anything else before it or after it, it's good for the action. Just for me, I'm just like, how did Private Party get this kind of juice? Like, where they felt like this is not like DIY when they were chasing the Revival and they finally get the chance to win the tag titles and they can kick out of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like this feud hasn't been built up like that. Like Private Party, like most of the time, like let's just be face it, when Mark Quinn wasn't around, Isaiah Cassidy was just kind of just lost. Like, he wasn't really doing anything. It wasn't like we've had moments where Isaiah Cassidy was on his own and he was built up to the point where it was just like, I can't do it by myself. And then Mark Quinn goes, guess who's back? And then it's like, yeah, Private Party's back. It was just kind of like Mark Quinn just came back one day. There was no build up to it. He just came back. He was fine. He was healthy again. And I was like, oh, here's Mark Quinn. And it's like, oh, cool. Private Party's back. Like, I understand what they're trying to do. They're really pushing the Private Party. Is it a little bit late to push Private Party? Maybe. You can argue that. Yeah. But good for them winning the tag titles. Let's see what they do with them as tag champs. Who knows? But to me, I didn't think they deserved the juice to kick out of everything. Like, that's where I was all like, when did they get this juice? But match itself was good. It was a good Young Bucks match. You know, what you get from them and stuff. So, not always my cup of tea, but for the review purposes, it was good.
Well, for sure. We all know what's going to happen now. You know, they're going to take some time off. Because they're not the only time we saw the Young Bucks, right? We found out later on that they're in the back shredding files. They're in the back shredding files. Was it Jack Perry is trying to go to see them, and he gets interrupted by Daniel Garcia, and Daniel Garcia just throws him into the wall. Basically, like, where were you, man? You could have been there fighting with us. You're next. I'm tired of your bullshit and all the other crap. And then Jack Perry's like, they used to dance for me too, They used to dance for me too. And that kind of like just take Daniel Garcia. And then we see, like I just mentioned, them packing their bag, the Young Bucks, right? And shredding files in the shredder. What could this mean? I mean, who knows, right? We've seen this thing where they were not getting involved when the BCC was attacking the roster. Maybe there's something around that. And they're like, oh, close the door. We got to talk. To then eventually them leaving. And they're working from home now. But again, the reports also that Nicholas Jackson did separate his shoulder. So they're going to take some time off. So they'll be back soon. When is soon? Likely, I would say, once they head to Japan. Because I think they are going to Japan for Wrestle Dynasty.
Yep.
So we'll see. After this, we did see Jamie Hayter Penelope before have a backstage confrontation because they are having a match also, Chase. By the way, they are having a match next week as well. Penelope Ford and Jamie Hayter for the sake of it. So there's that. We did see Chris Jericho talk about, becoming the Nueve, right? How he's a 2-time Ring of Honor champion, just like Jay Briscoe. And he confused where they were at with Cincinnati. They were in Cleveland, right? Just the usual Jericho, learning tree stuff. And, we find out also backstage that Mark Briscoe was still upset because Jericho is still referencing his brother. And this led to him challenging the, everyone, Brian Keith and Big Bill versus and Jericho versus the conglomeration. And basically a fight without honor trios match, which is happening this Wednesday. And yeah, they're bringing in, freaking hell, man. Stone Pitbull, Tomohiro Ishii in the mix as well. Should be fine for what it is. And likely, here's what's going to happen. Mark Briscoe will pin Jericho, and they're going to run this back on the pay-per-view. There you go. Boom. I said it. Or if not, we're almost at the end of the year. Final battle or whatever Ring of Honor pay-per-view they have. I don't need to see Ring of Honor on an AEW pay-per-view, but knowing Tony Khan, he might just do it. Anything you want to chime in on that, Chase?
Nope.
Okay. Let's move on here. We got Chris Statlander and Camille. That happened. There are moments where Camille showed good offense, right? You thought she could have won this, right? But remember, Chris Statlander facing Camille soon. We don't know when, but it's going to happen. And that upset Mercedes. The fact that Chris Statlander picked up the W. And she told everyone, if you're going to do something, do it on your own. And she just laid out Camille. My bad, Chris Statlander. Anything you want to add to this, Chase?
Yeah, it was fine for Statlander to win here because obviously she's Mercedes' next challenger. I just don't think she's beating Mercedes. So
let's see here. This is from Anthony. Steven Chase. I'm still predicting and standing by it. And I think Darby turns heel and joins Moxley. You just said Swerve moments ago. Now it's Darby Allin joins Moxley because he feels underappreciated by. You just want someone to turn heel.
Yeah, Anthony's Vince Russo. He wants to turn everyone. He wants everyone to. He wants everyone to turn on everyone.
For real.
Anthony loves the heel turns.
Yes. His favorite one was John Cena 2013 in the ring. Anthony writes here also with the WWE ID program. I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna move NXT permanently to third show and create another developmental show for Netflix in the CW streaming service. We kind of talked about this earlier. And I think it could be
a possibility. It just depends if a CW streaming service wants that. Like they They have to make a decision on that. That's not really a WWE decision, but it wouldn't be bad for these indie guys to get some sort of exposure, even if it's on the CW app, which I didn't even know was a fucking app. So
Yeah, well, NWA was there for a bit, and then they got canceled from the CW streaming
yeah,
app.
that makes sense.
I'm predicting that this whole thing with Jon Moxley starting his stable is because in the back of his mind he feels
He feels
the toxic environment
that was
that
in the
was in
locker room.
the room because it was caused by Matt and Nick. I mean, after all, didn't Matthew and Nicholas want to change the world and present their version of AEW?
Yeah.
And it, obviously Jon Moxley wasn't feeling it, and now we'll see where this goes. Let's move on here because we do got to get into Crown Jewel preview here as well. We got the main events. Swerve Strickland and Shelton Benjamin going at it 1-on-1. I thought it was a good main event.
Yeah.
What you expect from these two guys to go at it back and forth. I love the fact that, again, I said this when he faced Sammy Guevara. I said this when he faced Leo Rush. I love the fact that we're making Shelton Benjamin look like $1 million out there. Like he is this badass in the ring. Something we have not seen in years from Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, I agree. I always thought when Brock was missing, they should have had Shelton kind of be like, if you want to get to Brock Lesnar, you gotta beat Shelton, and Shelton was just mini Brock and stuff. So it was just like, oh, okay, if you want to, that way it's like Brock Lesnar would be interested in fighting someone for his Universal title or WWE title, whatever belt he was holding hostage at the time. I always thought they should have done that, but yeah, no, Shelton looked really good in this main event. Swerve, obviously, we know he's good. I felt this could have gone to a no contest, in my personal opinion. Didn't feel like Shelton needed to lose here, but Swerve does need a win because he's been on the losing end lately. Lost his world title, lost to Heyman Adam Page, lost his house. Yeah, so Swerve getting the win is fine, but I would have been also fine with a no contest finish here. A lot of times this match should have felt like it should have ended via DQ, but
oh yeah, of course. And then after this, you see again the match ends right, and MVP pulls out his phone. Must have been like a Google phone. Could be wrong. He pulls out the phone and he's calling somebody. Next thing you know, the lights go out. Then they turn on for a brief second. Like the lights went off for like just 1 second. They're like, oh my god! I think
the commentators were all like, Matt Menard's like, "Is House of Black coming out?"
House of Black, like no. Started crying, yeah, for real. And then we hear unfamiliar music, and it was the return. Well, it was the debut, but the return to wrestling television, that is, but the debut on AEW TV of Bobby Lashley. Shows up and he stares down Swerve Strickland, and then he gets distracted. That means Swerve, and then that leads to Lashley attacking Swerve, and they lay out Prince Nana as well. And you hear like the camera person or the timekeeper, 90 seconds left, 60 seconds left, like whatever the case may be, right? And then you see MVP get on the mic, says, "We're back in business." And they're all flexing. What was your thoughts on Lashley's debut? What were your thoughts on the theme song? Not bad. The theme, that is, for me at least, but could use a little work. Could use more work for sure.
It's definitely better than out of the frying pan and into the fire. I'll say that.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
It was okay. Like I'm being honest, I wasn't enthralled. I don't know. I love Lashley. I really do. Just debuted. I'm just like, why does that have to come at Swerve's expense? And then I'm just sitting here and I'm like, is Lashley even gonna win the world title? Like, there's so much. I had to see a match. I had to see how he's booked.
Yeah.
And then I'll have a better idea how I feel about this debut, but it just felt okay. And it, like, you knew it was predictable. Like, you knew it was going to be Lashley. Like, no one else was coming out. It's Lashley. Duh. Happy to see the guy back, but it's just like, this guy is someone that you can use as a good catalyst, successful in TNA as a destroyer, probably one of the best monster heels that they had a decent enough run with the WWE Championship, I would say. Nothing groundbreaking, but he had a much longer run than I expected with his first WWE Championship reign. The second one was just a 2-week sprint. But it's just like, if MVP's whole idea is that we're going to become like the champions and stuff like that, I don't want to see Lashley settling with the Continental Classic or the International. Yeah, it has to be the World Championship. That makes it feel like a big deal. That makes MVP's plan feel successful. But I just don't know if Mox is going to lose the world title anytime soon. So that's why I'm kind of like torn on it, because like I'm happy to see Lashley. I'm glad that he like Lashley's not really the prototypical AEW guy. Like, he does not wrestle on AEW style. He does not.
No.
The fans are not like Lashley lovers of AEW. They're probably happy he's there, but when it comes to in-ring wise, Lashley's not their type of guy. Lashley's literally like, even in TNA, he wrestles WWE style. Like, he is a WWE style guy to the bone. He doesn't, and I don't see him adapting like crazy to it. Like, even with Eddie Edwards, he was like, I ain't doing all that stupid shit.
Oh, you did not. I remember that. And now Eddie Edwards has a win over Lashley, win the title off of Lashley.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's just like one of those things where it's like, I have to wait and see. I do have to wait and see, but the debut itself, it wasn't like anything too crazy. It was just came out, beat up Swerve, cool. I kind of wish they didn't really touch, to be honest. I kind of wish that, Lashley just kind of stood down Swerve, just kind of disrespected him by saying, "You're not worth my time," and walked away, pissing off Swerve even more and stuff. Like the beatdown was fine, but I didn't feel like we needed Lashley to get dirty here. I think it would have been cool if Lashley just looked at him. Yeah, just stared at him and just said, "You're not worth my time. You're so below me," and then walked away. And then that will get Swerve more pissed and give Swerve a reason of why he wants to fight Lashley. And then when you get to the match at Full Gear and Lashley just destroys Swerve, you go, "Oh, that's why Lashley didn't fight this guy when he first came out, because he just views this guy as just another person in his way." So yeah, we'll see.
I just can't wait, though. I cannot wait till Lashley starts giving his creative ideas to the AEW creative.
Oh,
suggesting, yeah, I cannot wait.
I wish Gunther would have said, "People like you didn't deserve a championship." Man, Lashley, we know who he voting for.
Yeah, I wouldn't have given away Lashley debut on a night I know they're less than usual numbers. In fact, I asked this earlier, over under on the rating. So per Dave Meltzer, the rating won't come out till tomorrow, most likely.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what controversial angle Lashley's gonna have approved by TK. MJF. Yeah, I read this one though.
No, you read that comment. Okay, we talked about that. What? What's wrong with you? You high already?
A little bit. MJF, just please, MJF, just call me. But it's gonna happen. Watch it. It's gonna happen. I highly doubt what he mentioned in the interview, Romeo. Here's what I do know. We know what Swerve is doing at Full Gear. Him and Lashley.
Yeah, there you go. A good match.
That's where Lashley gets his W. He has to win. You just gonna have him lose. Like, come on. That don't work for him, brother. I don't know what's the point of caring about ratings. Nobody has ever put much emphasis on it until AEW came out.
Some people put a lot of emphasis on the Raw ratings, like back in 2019-ish. They were crucial on the ratings. Oh, especially because of Roman Reigns. Like, they were like, "See, he shouldn't be a top star. He's only getting 1.3 million." People have always cared about the ratings and stuff. So ratings are important because it's what gets them the TV deals and keeps wrestling on television and stuff. Yeah. Steve just wants to get his no Millie joke off Palou. That's all Steve talks about it for. He doesn't he doesn't really care about it that much. To me personally, the ratings are there, but it's something to look at when it comes to how AEW started to where they are now. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, Palou, you may like the product, but there's a lot of people who have tuned out. And that's the point of doing these reviews and why we kind of look at the ratings of, oh, I could see why someone tuned out. Because when I do reviews, I'm not giving you the full Chase Oliver opinion. I'm giving it as opinion as someone watching the show, trying to approve the show to someone that has watched it or hasn't watched it. And I'm trying to give them an informed opinion about the show overall of why you should be watching and why you shouldn't be watching this show. that's why, to me, I feel the ratings are important to talk about, because we can go over here and say, hey, like, this is why the rating is what it is. I can understand why this segment wasn't watched as much. Da 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 da. I also do this with Raw as well. It's not just with the AEW thing, but I'm just giving you a perspective, Palou, how I review shows. The number is kind of important because it kind of gives you an idea of the interest in the company overall. If you love the show, Palou, you said this was a 9 out of 10 show. Great, that's your opinion. I respect it. But for me, I'm going to say, like, yeah, it was a solid show, much better.
Yeah. Yeah, much better.
If
Much,
I
much better
was,
than last week.
if
Much
I,
better than last week.
if I was the viewer though that was watching this on occasion, I don't know if I would stay tuned in. That's the thing, and you have to look at everything here, there. Why didn't they like this segment? Why didn't? That's why it's important to kind of talk about. Sometimes I know a lot of people don't like it. I get it. It bugs a lot of people, but I hope I explained to you my perspective of why I like knowing the rating number. It's not to shit on AEW. It's not to make fun of them. It's more to kind of look at it and say, I can see why I got that rating this show. Like, it doesn't affect my overall rating of the show. There's been low rated Dynamites I've given 9 out of 10s, 8.5 out of 10s. That doesn't affect my rating of the show. It does not affect the fact that it's a good show, but it does put into factor of I can see why people weren't watching the show at this time. We can add all the other sports and everything that's going on, but let's be real. If you are a wrestling fan, you are most likely going to be watching the wrestling first and then watching whatever else. You wouldn't
For
care
sure.
about anything else. Like,
Of
that's
course.
that's AEW's bread and butter, is the diehard wrestling fan. And if the diehard wrestling fan feels like I should watch the World Series over this, are they really that diehard? Like, I don't consider myself a diehard wrestling fan. I consider myself like, yeah, I love wrestling. I'm knowledgeable about wrestling. I can talk about wrestling, but I don't consider myself like this ultra diehard fan that, blah, blah, blah. I don't. But when I do my reviews, I try to review it so that way people who didn't watch the show or people who have watched the show can say, I get what this guy's saying. And if I want to say my opinion on something, I'll say in my opinion, because I'll say it's in my opinion. It does not mean that, like, oh, like the Young Bucks match. I hate Young Bucks matches. I fucking despise them. I think they suck. What did I say previously about the tag match? That was a good match. Look
Yeah.
at its own good match. It is there, and it did its job, and it's good. It wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible. Because in my opinion, I didn't really like it. But for the review, if I'm reviewing a show and I have to be fair and honest about it, because that's what you have to do when you're a reviewer. It's not just spitting out your opinion, trying to spit out your fucking opinion. You have to review a show. From a show context, it was a good match. It delivered on what you wanted it to be. My only complaint as a reviewer, I just did not like that Isaiah Cassidy was kicking out of everything, because where did he get this juice to kick out of everything? That's what you have to
Word.
do as a reviewer. That's what you have to do as a reviewer sometimes. That's why when we do the super honest reviews and you get drunk chase, I just say if I think the show sucked. I just say it. And it's not a fair review because it's a super honest review. It's not a review. Super honest means I'm going to tell you how I really feel about something. But for review sakes, you always have to kind of be someone fair to what you're reviewing. Like, AEW is not really my favorite product right now. It's passable. It gets the
Yeah.
job done for the most part. But when I'm reviewing the shows, I have to be fair. I have to be that kind of person to say what I liked and disliked about the show and everything like that. But to me, I just look at AEW's rating decrease as fans have just lost interest over time. And I
Yeah.
blame that more on Tony Khan. I don't blame any of the wrestlers or anything like that. I blame Tony Khan for his booking decisions and just overall, making people not care about the product no more. But I don't think it makes AEW a horrible company that sucks and can't do shit, because they obviously can get TV deals. Like, they obviously can,
Yeah.
get people to buy their pay-per-views. So they're not a shitty product. It's just these ratings are important, and like, it's just, to me, it sucks that the ratings are like this, but you can see why the ratings are like this, because AEW consistently has not put out a consistently good product since, like, July was the last time, and even then those ratings were pretty low for AEW, but they're at
Yeah.
least in the 700s if I remember correctly. But yeah, it's something to me. Like, I don't use the ratings as a tool for hate. Those people, they really don't understand Nielsen numbers or anything of that nature, and stuff. But for me, I use the ratings as more of like, it helps in the review aspect. It helps, when you're breaking down. Yeah, I can see why people tuned out of this match. Oh, I can see why no one cared about this episode. Why should you care about certain things on this show? A lot of people like to defend, and what I hate is always defending. Oh, well, they got a bad rating because of this. No, if WWE's on fire, they should be on par with Monday Night Football. They'll never beat the NFL. Nothing's beating the NFL. NFL's fucking untouchable right now when it comes to ratings. Sure. Look at the NBA. The NBA has ratings decreased, and you know why? The game's not watchable. These games are not really watchable until near the end of the season. These teams, they just stink right now. That's just how it is. You get what I'm saying? It's just one of those things. It's just, look, sometimes there's downtrots in the product you like. I like the NBA, but really, to be honest, no point in watching it right now.
It's like also
my team is just gelling.
It's like in the Champions League also. Why do you think they changed the format of the Champions League? Because in Europe, the rate had been decreasing for the Champions League. That's why now everyone's playing each other instead of just being in a group stage. But overall, I'm going to give this AEW Dynamite episode, as far as a grade, I'm going to give it a C.
Yeah, I would say like a C+. Yeah, it's close to an 8 out of 10 for me. It's like 7.5. Like, not a bad episode. Good, good tag team title match. Good main event. The other two matches were kind of but there's like decent storyline progression at least for the show. Like, we know what our world title match is going to be. The other feuds didn't really get too much love on this show, but we at least know what our world title match is going to be at Full Gear. So that always helps out.
All right, now we got S.A.D out of the way. It is time for us to preview WWE Crown Jewel. It goes down this Saturday, live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as part of Riyadh season. Overall, I'm looking at this card. Before a certain match was added, I'll be honest, it was all right, my excitement. But then they added on Monday at the end of Raw, during Raw Talk, you know which one match I'm talking about. They added that 6-person tag match. Some would say that it's too soon. Some would say,
I'm in that camp. It's too soon.
Exactly. And I agree. And I get that too. I get that. But the way I look at it, right? There were talks, again, the War Games, right? The War Games match and all that stuff. And it goes back to what I said on Raw Rundown, by the way. Oh, that's one of the matches. I was just testing out, see if, this was working. And it is. But 1 second here. What is this? There you go. When I look into it, right, it comes down to this one person, bro. My man right here. Turkey Al-Sheikh. He wasn't that doesn't work for me, brother. I don't want this match in Saudi Arabia.
Yep.
And what he gets what he wants. Rightfully so. Rightfully so.
Yeah.
You're never gonna tell this man no.
No.
You'd be a fool to tell this man no.
He's probably one of the most powerful people on planet Earth right now, to be honest. Like,
exactly, dude. Exactly. He is, and I know you said this on our group chat, and I said it too. He is literally the booker and promoter of the year, bro.
Oh yeah.
Hands down. 100%.
Dude.
All the fight that he's done, all the friends and Ngannou losses in boxing, Turkey, funded it. UFC going into the sphere for Noche the UFC, Turkey. The UFC going to Saudi Arabia, Turkey. Crown Jewel, Turkey. Shawn Michaels coming out of retirement, Turkey. Right? Everything, Turkey, bro. Everything, even these boxing fights that we're getting, the first Joshua, the Tyson Fury Usyk and the rematch, Turkey, bro.
Yeah, Turkey's making these boxers actually fight each other, which is very impressive. That's why he's my booker and promoter of the year, who has influence on all 3 major combat sports like that. Like, that's crazy. So, Dana White only has influence on UFC, Triple H only has influence on WWE, but Turkey, he has influence on all 3 of them. And so.
Exactly. So I said this earlier. This will be a video as well. So I will clip this as well. This will be part of a video. for you guys to watch too and all that stuff. Just so there's more content on the channel. All right. There's 7 matches on this card. Overall, I look forward to obviously the 6-person tag because again, it's Roman Reigns. I'm sure obviously Gunther and Cody are gonna have a crazy match as well. And honestly, I look forward to Bronson Reed and Rollins.
Yeah.
What about you, Chase? Like, what's your excitement level for the show overall?
It's solid. Like, I like the Bloodline match, even though I feel like it's completely rushed to get to this point. But yeah, I would say it's solid. Like, Cody and Gunther should be fine. Rollins and Big Bronson Reed's fine. I know a lot of people are happy that it's 7 matches, no more 5 matches. By the way, shout out to Turkey again. He got 7 matches on it. He's forcing Triple H to do 7 matches. Not really a fan always of these Saudi shows just because it's early in the morning, way too early. It's not like the 12 p.m. It's at 10 a.m. So it's like
1 p.m. over here.
It's one of the things, but man, these odds are fucking crazy.
We'll get into that too. We'll get into that, and I'll ask you too. I'm pretty sure maybe you have not put a couple bucks on these matches.
I'm doing it right now.
You're doing it right now. So
yeah,
let's get into
3 matches that I like on this.
Okay. We'll get into the first match here, and it's Seth Rollins versus Big Bronson Reed. This build has been going on ever since, I guess, the night after WrestleMania, where Bronson Reed laid out Seth Rollins, laid him out. Not take that back. It was Backlash, right? Was it Backlash?
No, it was Raw.
Right. It was that episode of Raw where he laid out Rollins, right? Made him bleed, the tsunamis, and they've literally done a great job in building up Bronson Reed as this monster, right? And I just know like these two guys are gonna go at it. They're gonna have a killer match. I would say, you know what? You can have Bronson Reed get the first win. But then again, I would not be shocked if Rollins gets the win. But for me, I'm going to go with Bronson Reed. But for those that are wondering, what are the odds for this right now? Per Bet Online, right? These are the odds. Bronson Reed's at a minus 175. Seth freaking Rollins a plus 135. Chase, did you or did you not put a couple bucks on this match?
I put $50 on Seth Rollins just now. Like, that's ridiculous. Seth Rollins going in Saudi. Guys, this is not WWE. I don't think the sports books understand. This is not WWE booking the show. This is the Prince and Turkey's booking the show. Like, what? Oh, like, yeah, Seth Rollins is winning for sure. I'm gonna be what? This is stupid. There's no storylines on these Saudi shows. They're just matches. Seth Rollins is winning this match. Everyone's gonna be pissed. Oh, Bronson should have gotten the win. Yeah, he'll get the win when Triple H finally gets the pen back. Right now, Turkey and the Prince have the pen, and they're having Seth Rollins win. That's what's happening. Come on.
Yes, absolutely.
Are you putting a bet now too, Steve?
Man, I'm just trying to put some little banners here. I'm just checking the grammar here is correct. That's all. And
you misspelled Bronson Reed.
Oh, in the mud.
No, I'm just kidding, bro.
In the mud.
You got all freaked out.
No. There you go.
Oh.
There you go. Bet odds courtesy of Bet Online. I misspelled courtesy. Oh, in the mud. Did I misspell courtesy?
Put it up. I'll tell you.
Right there. It's on the bottom there. Courtesy. COUR.
Yeah, it looks correct. Sure.
All right. Well, I'm sure someone in the chat will correct me. Even in the comments, you misspelled the word, by the way. But that comment's probably coming. But we go on to the next match here. We have the women's multi-fatal 4-way for the women's tag team title match. You have the champions Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill defending the tag titles against the team of Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Damage Controls, Io Sky and Kairi Sane, and from NXT, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. The odds as we speak are the following. Jade and Bianca are a minus 1,500. Chelsea and Piper Niven are a plus 510. Kairi and Io are plus 850. And Lash Legend and the Kaden, oh my goodness. her partner. God damn it, I forgot her name.
You just said it.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Oh my
Chance
goodness.
Carter, right?
Chance Carter, yeah, Chance Carter. Plus 900. Plus 900. Chase.
No, just stay away. She, there's like if Kyrie and Eel were, because look, a lot of the Asian girls they tend to win on these Saudi shows. Like I've noticed, like because Asuka she won and stuff, but like the Japanese tend to win on these Saudi shows pretty often. So I thought Kyrie and Eel would be closer odds, but they're not. I would say away. They're probably my second favorite to win, but yeah, I think Jade and Bianca retained the tag belts here.
I think so too. I think should be a fine way to showcase the women, right? Get them out there, let them show their outfits, what they got for Saudi.
I'm sure we're gonna see a commercial that it's so progressive out there. They're driving now. The women can finally turn the key in the car or something.
No. Even better. They have jobs now, man.
Oh, the women in Saudi can finally work. Wow, that's great. Yeah, they'll show like the women in Saudi can finally yeah.
You seen that meme of the girl punching like the fucking punch meter, right? And then you see like it transition to the dude like mopping, like cleaning the house and all that shit.
Yeah.
You see that now. Oh, in Saudi Arabia now, it's the men doing the house chores now.
Yeah.
No longer the women.
Such a progressive company they are. Wow. Amazing.
Amazing, yo. Amazing. We go on to the triple threat match for the U.S. Championship. LA Knight defending the title against both Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. Triple threat. Now, there was, as you guys remember on SmackDown, LA Knight was a special guest referee in match number 7. That's Jakara Jackson. Who the heck is Chance? In the mud. In the mud. My bad. My bad. In the mud.
Oh, the LA Knights winning, Steve. You don't even need to put the odds. It should be a 5 triple threat match.
You sure though? For those people wondering though, these are the odds. LA Knight minus 250, Andrade plus 185, Carmelo Hayes plus 700.
Andrade could become a double champ, speed and US champ.
I'll be honest though, I do have LA Knight winning, but I'll be honest, man, his title run has been so uneventful.
It's been very bad. It's a bad title run for LA Knight. He's super. I blame that more on booking because I just feel they're not booking him well. Like he was a good chaser, and I felt he would be a good champion because he can talk, but he's not doing shit.
Yeah,
but it's a really bizarre title run for LA Knight right now. Yeah,
for sure, absolutely it is. This is why honestly, when if Drew were to go to SmackDown, just let him rock the belt. Have just Drew beat LA Knight, and there you go.
That'd be fun for him. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. From there, we go on to Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. This match, Triple H, they don't want to put them. Authorities did not want to make this match official. That being, Nick Aldis. So then, obviously, Randy Orton went to Triple H. Triple H said, he's not looking. He's not looking out for Kevin. No, he's looking out for Randy Orton. Those were Triple H's words, right? And the match for what it is, look, it should be fine. I do have Kevin Owens going over here. Or honestly, this could probably end in disqualification where Owen just snaps. But for the odds right now, Kevin Owens a minus 600, Randy Orton plus 350. Chase, did you not?
No. I think Kevin Owens is winning. I think they're going to give Kevin Owens a clean win over Randy Orton. It's not Randy's time yet. Kevin Owens, they got to build him up as a heel. Cody needs something for that Survivor Series in Canada. It'll be a good one, too. Cody entering enemy territory, and we'll see how beloved, like, obviously he's beloved, but we'll see, like, what it's like if a Canadian Kevin Owens entering as the monster heel, if he gets cheered a little bit more. So I like it. I'm fine with it. Yeah, sure. Kevin Owens gets a win. Why not?
Oh, I'll take that. I'll take that also. We go on to now the championship matches here. The two main, interpromotional matches. Let's put it that way, right?
The Crown Jewel Championship.
The Crown Jewel Champ. We start off with the women. Nia Jax versus Liv Morgan. Now, for those of you that are wondering what are these odds, you may ask, what are these odds? Well, Nia Jax a minus 200, Liv Morgan the plus 150 right now. Chase, did you not
I
put a
stayed
couple?
away. I stayed away from this. I can't. Nia Jax is like they're trying to build her up as like a super monster. So I do not see her losing this match to Liv Morgan. No offense to Liv. It's not that she's bad. It's just I just don't see her losing. Like I
I
just
don't
don't
see
see
it either.
Nia. I don't see Nia losing right now. Like they're trying to build her up as like the most dominant thing coming out since she's returned, and she's been great. I think she's earned it. They're obviously trying to build up to that Tiffany Stratton turning on her. So
You think we'll get a tease of a cash in on Saturday afternoon? I
uh,
think we might. I think
did
very
Tiffany time
possible.
make the play?
Maybe you never know. I mean, she did say, what if she cashes in? Does Dom go with her also on Raw? A couple was it last week or so when they were
What
taped? So
a Dom base turn?
Dom just Dom just tags along with Tiffany Stratton.
Man,
It's
what a
like it's like
roster! What a roster for Dirty Dom, Rhea, Liv, and then if he gets Tiffy time, jeez,
yeah,
put it
bro. It's
3 for 3, dog.
exactly, bro. Exactly. Not bad, bro. Not bad. But I'm gonna go with Nia Jax on this one. We then go on to see. Here we go. Here we go. We go on to Cody Rhodes versus Gunther for the Crown Jewel Championship. If you're wondering what are these odds right now, Gunther's a minus 500, Cody Rhodes plus 300. Those are the odds right now for this match. Overall, look, we know the last time they were in the ring, it was during the Rumble match, right? Like, they were going at it in the ring. I know they did the segment on SmackDown, right? Where Gunther cooked Cody on the mic, right? Called him a golden boy. You do everything for the company, but not for yourself. I'm not afraid to say no, right? It should be a fine match. Here's the thing, like, do you have Gunther go over here?
I
Or do
don't
you
think
have
so.
because you gotta
Cody
think
needs
about
to. I put money on Cody.
you gotta think about this too, right? The last time these two were in Saudi, they won. Like Nia won in Saudi the last time, and so did Gunther. So because the thing also, like, Gunther after this, he's likely feuding with Damian Priest. Because Damian
Yeah.
Priest did say on Raw, hey, finish up with
Well,
Cody.
Damian did lose to Dom, so maybe he's feuding with Dom.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe triple threat. Maybe
But
triple threat.
just because I wasn't on the Raw rundown, Steve, does not mean I didn't watch Raw. Come on. Unlike you, I don't like to disappoint one of our investors, Triple H.
Well, I did do a Raw rundown yesterday, on Tuesday.
No.
We did. In case you guys have not checked out, again, where's that at? Make sure you guys go check out the Raw rundown here on the channel as well.
That
All
piece
right.
of shit, Sami Zayn. I always knew I couldn't trust him.
Neither can I, bro. And then Jey Uso had every right to say he's not family. Every right, every freaking right. But with further,
I still don't trust Jay. I feel Jay's. I can't trust him yet. Too soon.
I get it. That's fair. Should be fine. All you want. I can see the near falls. I see maybe Ludwig getting involved, some way, shape, or form. But I'm gonna go. Honestly, I'm gonna go with America here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with America. Cody Rhodes.
We're trying
Also factoring
we're
it's
trying to
election
build
week.
Cody Rhodes. Yeah, we're trying to build Cody Rhodes to face The Rock. The hell?
Also
like,
factor
what
in
are we doing?
in the spirit of election week coming up. America shines.
I'm fine with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes beating Gunther does nothing to hurt Gunther. If anything, it gives Gunther more motivation. I put money on Cody Rhodes easily. Plus 300, that's great value for Cody.
These are ridiculous odds for Cody. It is.
Oh, Romeo, wait until you see the bloodline odds. I could not smack that faster. Holy shit.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that. This is what really got this match exciting, and all thanks to this man right here, Turkey. Thank you, Turkey. Thank you. The main event. This is main eventing. I don't care what anyone said. This is the main event right here.
Maybe kicking off the show.
You think so? You think Roman's ready to get on the jet after this? Like he told the higher ups, just like Francis Ngannou told Dana, get the jet ready.
Yeah, Roman's like, get the jet ready. we on first? Because I don't know. They made the big deal about these Crown Jewel championships. I don't see how this goes last. This is a good opener. This is a fine opening match.
Could be. But again, I just think because Roman Reigns, right? I love how they both have the Ula follows on this graphic. But it's the battle of,
Of course, you would like fucking Solo wearing the Ula follow. You're such a traitor. You're such a traitor.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No. You're just a traitor.
Look how
just
even have. Look at these odds.
Steve, you're so far up Solo's ass. You can literally just like snip his butthole. That's how far you're up his ass. You could see what he ate last week. That's how far up your big old ass you're up.
But it's hashtag not my bloodline. That's Solo. That's not my bloodline.
No. You liked how he's wearing a Ula Fala, even though
I'm just saying,
he has not earned it. He has not earned it.
I know he's at. I know he hasn't earned it.
Why do you just always want to get off the island? Like,
what do you mean?
No,
I got a boat tour company on. I'm doing a boat tour.
Roman can back me up on this. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous right now.
I have a boat tour on
the absolutely ridiculous. All right. Just show the odds.
The odds, yes. The odds are for this. Solo's bloodline, huh? Minus 700. Roman's bloodline plus 400. Those are the odds right now for this.
Yeah. And
Steve Sikoa, come on.
Yeah, Steve Sikoa. Yep, that's you. Steve Sikoa. I thought you were gonna dress up as Solo for Halloween. What happened?
Nah, we couldn't happen.
I dressed up as a Dodger fan. For Halloween. What's going on?
Dressing up as a Bret Hart fan.
Where's your stains on your shirt? Like most wrestling fans.
No, I'm a clean wrestling fan. I'm a clean one.
All right, sure.
You'll see.
But I get what they're trying to say here. They're thinking that Solo's waterline should win here so they can build towards another match. But no, fuck it. Clean sweep. These guys stink. Besides Jacob Fatu. It's Roman's bloodline.
I agree with that. I agree with that. But I think also factoring in Roman's bloodline wins, right? On Saturday. Where do you go from there? Do you really want to see a War Games match after that? Because I want to believe like
we're getting the War Games match regardless. It does not matter. Triple H already has that match booked. It doesn't. They'll find a way. Fucking Judgment Day lost every match and they got a War Games match. What are we talking about here?
You make a valid point there. Now, do you think that traitor, Sami Zayn, makes an appearance in this match? Considering they're in Saudi Arabia, and he's over as Rover in Saudi Arabia. Just saying, he gets involved, right? Everyone think he's aligned with Solo because there's that thing where he was talking to Solo in the parking lot. But then to find out, he shows he is still loyal to the tribal chief Roman Reigns, even though he told Jay he doesn't need the bloodline. He has no business getting involved in it. But he comes full circle and realize he'll forever be the honorary Uso.
Maybe he's the reason why I don't even want to say it. I can't say it. I'm just going to stick with the bloodline winning. I'm not going to think of any storyline stuff. I'm just going to be the Roman Reigns stand that I am. And I'm just going to say bloodline wins, acknowledge the real tribal chief. Then the waterline, they can be all like, okay, Roman, got one on us. That's great. Awesome. Can't do it again, especially in our territory. War Games or something. Who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, but that is Crown Jewel happening this Saturday afternoon. Romeo, I know you're in the chat. Are we doing a watch party for this? Just want to make sure if we are or not. I know there's games happening. I don't want to. Just want to make sure.
I'm going to tell you, I won't be there.
I understand. But likely the post show will be on Monday on Steve's Kitchen. That'll be the review on Steve's Kitchen. That's when it's gonna go down.
Oh, you're trying to piss off an investor. What?
I mean, y'all be done to do a post show? Romeo, if you're in the, you want to do a post show after? Oh, see, look, he's doubtful.
Yeah, he's like a Tyrone Tracy Jr. on my fantasy team. The D, doubtful. He's not playing.
Oh man, sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
But
I
is crown.
really needed him this week.
That is Crown Jewel. Overall, that's going to be it for us here, guys. Much love to all of you. In case you've not checked out any of the stuff that we did here on the channel, we did on Tuesday do a Raw rundown, myself and Big Mike, where you wouldn't understand, Oos, where Jey Uso told Sami Zayn he's not family. Yes. Some people did not like that. But hey, some people just needed to hear it. Right. We did also, well, I did Steve's Kitchen. I talked about how TNA when it comes to Joe Henry. Talked about the
We're not gonna
Usos.
put over a WWE wrestler. Come on, Steve.
But you know, some fans were. Some people were expecting, the fireworks, the confetti. They got JBL though. JBL, they got him. Right. We had the Usos reuniting on SmackDown. The Motor City Machine Gun becoming the WWE Tag Team Champions. Ilya Topuria knocking out Max Holloway at UFC 308, and Hamza Chimaev turning Robert Whitaker's jaw into the anchovies from SpongeBob. Meep meep. And of course, news on Samantha Irvin, and also our thoughts on Halloween Havoc. Moments ago, we did do S.A.D, something about Dynamite, where they are back in business. But now this is the preview to Crown Jewel. All right. You guys can follow me on X at Heel Steven. Follow the Around the Point Network over on X at AT Point Network. Chase, let them know where can they check you out.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at ChaseAuto68. Make sure you guys vote this election season. And like I said before, a vote for Chase is a vote for the human race.
There you go. You said it there. Make sure you guys go hit the polls. Hope you all enjoy your Halloweens, trick-or-treating, all that stuff. And for myself, for Chase, this has been, not only has it been S.A.D, something about Dynamite, it's also been your Crown Jewel 2024 preview here on the Around the Point Network. Peace out, everybody.